The Carolina Pro Football Report, presented by National PAL. Support National PAL at nationalpal.org. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pro Football Report on ADSN. It feels like the Panthers just got off the field from last Thursday's 24-9 win against the Texans, and we're already back in Texas for yet another key matchup. It's officially week 4 for the Carolina Panthers. This week, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm riding solo today. Analyst Colin Cole is on assignment on the East Coast, but we've got you covered. So let's get things started here in Texas. Now, the Panthers' last win was a costly one, and the injury list is getting longer. There's currently several players injured, including J.C. Horn with a broken foot and Yetur Gross-Matos, so the defense, despite their next man up mantra, is in a tough spot headed into this afternoon's game. They are the top-ranked defense in the league, giving up only 191 yards per game and really turning things up a notch with a league-leading 14 sacks this season. It could not come at a worse time to have all the injuries start to pile up. As I mentioned at the top of the segment, Colin Cole is on assignment, but he is checking in from the East Coast. Colin, what you got for us on the defense today?
So, Kevin, honestly, adding a veteran like C.J. Henderson is a huge opportunity for the Panthers to continue down the win streak that they currently have, especially and particularly on the defensive side of the ball, where they're ranked at the top of the NFL. And so you add a guy who's a veteran guy, and a guy who can come in and step in and play with a little bit of a less of a playbook. You know, you're going to put him in situational situations and put him in a position where he can, do what he needs to do to be successful. You don't want to put him in a position where he can, because he's coming off of a limited week of practice. He's got 1 week of practice, actually. And with that limited time of practice, it's going to take away from his obvious ability and knowledge of the playbook. So you give him a certain set of plays, you give him a certain set of things, and you give him the opportunity to get out there and play fast, with a limited playbook. So I look for C.J. Henderson stepping in this week to have a limited, I would say somewhat limited role this week. However, as he continues to go through the season, he'll get a lot more opportunities, as well as he'll learn the playbook a lot better. So it takes time, but with a guy like this, a veteran guy coming in from Jacksonville, he definitely adds to the secondary. And hopefully this defense doesn't skip a beat whatsoever.
And the Dallas defense, they like to feast too. How about them?
Man, the Dallas defense is doing an amazing job. I mean, we talked earlier about this young man, Trayvon Diggs. I mean, that guy just this past month, he actually got NFC Player of the Month. So this young man is playing lights out in his second year out of Alabama. Not to mention all the other great young players that we're seeing out of there. Hey, let's. I want to make sure I make mention to this young man, Micah Parsons, out of Penn State. That young man sat out last season, but he has turned up the whole defense, in my opinion. He is not necessarily the veteran leader. However, the young man is a leader in his own rights. He gets after the quarterback. He gets after opposing receivers. The young man is going to be a beast. And so Carolina has to do a tremendous job, especially at the right offensive tackle. And as that'll be Mr. Moton over there, of having to when he is matched up against Micah Parsons, he has to hold the fort and be able to keep him away from Darnold. So there are plenty of other names along that defense, and that's a top-ranked defense over there with the Cowboys. And the Panthers are heading into a difficult task, a difficult situation, but they got the tools they need in terms of getting out the win.
The last time these two teams faced each other was in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium. This time we are now here in the house that Jerry built, AT&T Stadium, and this place can be raucous and it can be loud. All that can be intimidating for a rookie. Chuba Hubbard will have to carry a big load this week with McCaffrey out of the lineup. But as Sam Darnold mentioned this week, they don't expect him to try to replace the output of McCaffrey.
Obviously, having Christian out, it's not ideal. But, again, like I said, it's a great opportunity for Chuba and, Royce and, some other guys to be able to get in and help us out. Chuba's been doing a great job in the run game, just being able to, find the hole and once he kind of understands, where to hit it, he gets north really fast, and that's something that he does really well, and he doesn't have to do anything special out there. It's just him going out there and playing good football, doing his job every single play. That's what we ask everyone to do, and we're not going to ask him just because Christian's out to do anything more than that.
Today, the Carolina Panthers are without star running back Christian McCaffrey, but they're also missing their tight end, Dan Arnold, who was traded away for C.J. Henderson just coming into the fold, which means the Panthers will have to spread the ball out more. Will that mean more touches for DJ Moore, or will it mean more touches for Terrace Marshall? And on the other side, Mike McCarthy's offense, fueled by a healthy Dak Prescott, is sure to give the Panthers a long day in the office. For more on how both teams plan to survive and or thrive today, let's check in with Carolina Panthers Spanish radio network analyst, Antonio Ramos.
They say that you can't replace Christian McCaffrey, right? It needs a collective effort to try to produce at a high level. Chuba needs to be Chuba Hubbard, right? He doesn't need to be Christian McCaffrey and do Christian McCaffrey things, but they'll need a lot from the tight ends. They will need a lot from a good blocking scheme. They need Royce Freeman. They need Sam Darnold. They need everyone in order to don't put everything on Chuba Hubbard's shoulders. So I think this game is going to be the top defense of the NFL against one of the top 5 offenses. But talking about Carolina's offense, it really is trying to create more opportunities for those guys now that Dan Arnold and Christian McCaffrey are out of the lineup, and you're not going to receive another tight end like Dan Arnold. He's a big target in the red zone, and they're going to find a way in the red zone to get some more points. I think that Terrace Marshall Jr.'s role is going to be increasing a little bit more during the course of the next couple of games. They kind of attack the same zones on the field, talking about Dan Arnold and Terrace Marshall Jr. So I see Terrace having a good role this week against the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. And then the Dallas Cowboys, they look unstoppable with Dak at the helm.
Yeah, Dak Prescott is one of the quickest quarterbacks getting rid of the ball. So the pass rush is going to be there, but they need help from their secondary. Now, without J.C. Horn, we have to see who's going to take, Amari Cooper and be that lockdown corner that gives Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick those extra 2 or 1 second in the pocket so they can make a play and affect Dak Prescott in any way possible. So, yeah, they have a lot of weapons. They don't have Michael Gallup. He's been in the injury reserve for a couple of weeks, but, keep an eye on CeeDee Lamb, obviously. Keep an eye on Amari Cooper. They have a good 2 tight end set with Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin. So they're going to need all of the players on defense to stop those guys. So, but yeah, Dak is probably the top candidate of becoming the comeback player of the year after the injury he had last year, the gruesome injury we all saw. So kudos to Dak Prescott that he's putting up big numbers starting this 2021 season. So if the Panthers front 7 handled the Saints offensive line the way they did, I think it's fair to say that they can stop the run and they can bring pressure to almost every offensive line in the league this year.
Thanks, Antonio. Look forward to listening to you guys on the Carolina Panthers Spanish broadcast today. Good luck in the game today, and we'll see you when we get back to Charlotte.
Thank you, Kevin. My pleasure. And you can come by the booth and say hi whenever you want, guys. So that's your home as well. Thank you.
But you cannot come to Texas without eating barbecue at your tailgate. The brisket here runs and rules everything. So we took a trip up to Frisco to see a place called Hutchins Barbecue. We were told that was the best place to get barbecue in the state. So we tried them out. Here's a look.
Got the feeling in your bones, make you feel right at home.
welcome to Hutchins. You want to do the Texas Hot League today? Oh yeah. So it's a little.
So how is it?
Very good.
So the company originally started in 1978. It originally started off as Roy Smokehouse in Princeton, Texas. Out of the house, they expanded. They went from Roy Smokehouse and they opened the original Hutchins, which is in McKinney. Then in about 1990, they had Hutchins Barbecue in Frisco, which used to be across the street. Then we transformed this location from Randy White's to Hutchins Barbecue. And ever since then, we've been doing what we've been doing. Let me show you around. These are all our smokers right here. So these are briskets that we are getting prepared to cook for tomorrow. So this is a 16 to 18 hour process. So this right here is our stuffed brisket jalapeno. We nicknamed this the Texas Twinkie. So it's stuffed with brisket, our prime brisket. It's stuffed with cream cheese and it's wrapped in bacon. So this is our cutting station. This is the first experience, well, second experience besides the door greeter that you would have when you come into Hutchins Barbecue. As you see, brisket, which is what we're known for, is our staple. And then there goes those Texas Twinkies. Also, we got a little bit of turkey, a little bit of ribs, jalapeno cheddar sausage, hot link, you name it, we got it. This is our potato casserole, really, really good. This mac and cheese is unbelievable. It's full of bacon, full of carbs, and full of goodness. These are our green beans. This is our brisket pinto beans. So it really has chunks of burnt ends, which is the premium part of the brisket, loaded in the beans. The barbecue sauces originated from Roy Hutchins, which is the father of Hutchins Barbecue. So it's homemade, it's been around since 1978. And we also ship it, and it's bottled, and it's at our local Buc-ee's gas stations as well. So you guys just had a full tour of the Hutchins Barbecue in Frisco experience. Hope to see you guys soon, and that's what we do.
Well, that about does it for this segment of the Pro Football Report on ADSN. We'll see you after the game. The National Police Athletic and Activities League helps support the mission of kids, cops, and communities. nationalpal.org